Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark,
And I'm Rob.
and today we're going to talk about the legacy of Patrick Mahomes and whether or not he'll ever catch Tom Brady as the best player in NFL history. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so and hit that notification bell when you do. So, in 2021, 3 years ago, Rob, Tampa Bay, with their new quarterback, Tom Brady, and Kansas City, with Patrick Mahomes, their young quarterback, played. And Tampa Bay won soundly because Kansas City had no offensive line. They had a bunch of injuries. Mahomes was like running for his life.
Mhm.
That was a big game because that gave Tom Brady his seventh, and it would have given Patrick Mahomes his second, and it would have been two in a row. So now that made it harder for him to catch up to Tom Brady because obviously it would have been six and he would have had two instead of one. So, but in that particular game, Tom Brady established himself in almost everyone's mind, except for delusional people, as at least the best quarterback of all time, if not the best player in NFL history. Even Joe Montana fans kind of conceded it after that because he didn't just do it with Belichick. People were saying, is it Belichick or is it Brady? Well, he did it with Tampa Bay. So that kind of ended that argument. So I concede myself that, yeah, I don't like Tom Brady, but I think he's a
Yeah.
poor sport. But he's the best quarterback of all time, and he's the most valuable player of all time, and he may be the best player of all time, although I think it's really hard to compare quarterbacks with other positions.
Mm-hmm.
So now Patrick Mahomes is coming around, and he's had 7 seasons, Rob, and he already has 2 MVPs, and he's won the last 2 Super Bowls. And in those 7 years, he's been in 4 Super Bowl and has won in 3. So that's pretty impressive.
Mm.
At Tom Brady at that point had won 3 out of 3, but had no MVPs. So interesting, Rob, that Tom Brady had, Bill Belichick as a coach.
Right.
And I looked it up, and he had him. The age of Belichick when Tom Brady was with the Patriots was age 49 to 69. Now, Mahomes started out with Andy Reid when Andy Reid was 59 years old. He's 66 right now.
Mm.
So we all know that continuity is great, especially between a quarterback and a coach. So I think Tom Brady has that advantage that he had Belichick when he was younger, because we're not sure how many more years Andy Reid's going to coach Patrick Mahomes, who looks like, quarterbacks nowadays play till at least 40. And obviously Tom Brady played longer than that.
Right.
So we're not sure how long he's going to have Andy Reid. And Andy Reid looks like one of the, maybe 5 greatest coaches of all time right now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He could be. I mean, I'm not sure. It's,
It
it's a
could
big,
be.
he's certainly in that conversation.
Oh, yeah.
So he might lose him halfway through his career, which might make it harder for him to win Super Bowls. But I just thought that was an interesting concept.
Yeah. I mean, it goes to the concept where coaching does make a difference in a sport. I'm pretty sure it really does. And people say it doesn't. You can just throw a bunch of stars out there and anybody can coach, but that's not true. You still have to have a good coach. Phil Jackson proved that both with Chicago and LA. Sure, yeah, you could just say give the ball to Jordan, give the ball to Kobe and Shaq, but still, you still have to coach. And the same thing with Reed. I mean, he's got a fabulous quarterback, but I mean, they don't really have too many superstars on their team besides Kelsey at tight end. But so
Right. And this year is another interesting aspect of the whole scenario, Rob, because Kansas City has won the last 2 Super Bowls, and Tom Brady never won 3 Super Bowls in a row. And if Kansas City wins this year, Patrick Mahomes adds something that Tom Brady doesn't have. The only quarterback who won 3 championships in a row is Bart Starr, and he's not in the conversation for the top 2 quarterbacks of all time.
Mark, what team did he play for?
My Green Bay Packers. Where I call him game manager on steroids is what I call Bart Starr. So it'd also be interesting. Let's see if Green Bay plays great this year and makes it to the Super Bowl. I think that would be a really interesting matchup with Kansas City trying to win their 3rd straight championship and Green Bay being able to block that to protect them as being the only team to win 3 championships in a row. And also the first Super Bowl was Green Bay and Kansas City. So that would be really interesting. The Packers play that well. I'm not predicting it, but they have a shot.
Right.
So that's one interesting aspect. The other interesting aspect is, MVP. So at this point in his career, Tom Brady had 0 MVPs. Mahomes has 2. Brady ended up with 3. Now, the number of MVPs does not determine who the best player of all time is, obviously, because we know that Peyton Manning has 5 and Aaron Rodgers have 4. And while they're both in the top 10 quarterbacks of all time, neither one puts them in the top 2. I mean, most people see Joe Montana as number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So the MVP is not super relevant, but I think it's important. And it looks like Mahomes is probably going to end up with more MVPs than Tom Brady. But who knows? Who knows what happens?
Right.
So we'll see. So that is one factor. We could go over some career stats just a little bit. I think Mahomes has an advantage because the quarterbacks seem to have better stats almost every year as the offense has opened up.
Mm-hmm.
But already in his career, Rob, he's got a rating of 103.5, and his completion percentage is 66.5. And he also is touchdown to he's got 219 touchdowns to only 61 interceptions. So his touchdown to interception ratio is a very good 3.47. Only Aaron Rodgers is better than that. And Tom Brady, his touchdown to interception ratio is also very good. 649 TDs and 212 touchdowns, 3.06. So Mahomes is better than that, but the quarterbacks nowadays do have better touchdown to interception ratios than they did in a lot of Tom Brady's career. So to be fair, that's what you're going to have. But Tom Brady also had, Rob, he had a rating for his career was 97.2, but like I said, they're a little higher now. His completion percentage was lower at 64.3. But because they're in slightly different eras, they overlapped. People are going to cut him a break a little bit because the numbers seem to go up from now.
So do you think that with the debate will open up if Mahomes can win the Super Bowl?
I think it's really going to push in the direction of Patrick Mahomes. Plus, he's more mobile. They're both clutch, but he's more mobile than Tom Brady. Tom Brady never got anything because of his mobility. So I think Patrick Mahomes is going to have the edge if he continues to have a really successful career because people are going to point out his mobility. He's had the ability to make a lot of plays when he gets out of the pocket, which Tom Brady really never could do.
Well,
he's not really that great at it.
Well, Brady got a rule change in his name, so
right. So he got a lot of calls too.
Yeah, he got a rule change in his name,
so my prediction is that Patrick Mahomes will go down as the best quarterback of all time, but I don't think it's a sure thing. You've got Tom Brady was in 10 Super Bowls and won 7 of them. It's easy to say, well, he's got 3 now and he's still got a lot of years left, but you're not guaranteed anything in this, injuries.
Two of them he lost to my Giants and just won to the Philadelphia.
Right. Yeah, Brady lost twice to Rob's Giants, but that's your second favorite team, right?
Yes, it is. And
then they lost once to Philadelphia Eagles, which are like my second favorite team or third favorite team. I'm a Packers fan and I'm a Bills fan and I'm an Eagles fan. I live in Philadelphia, but I grew up in Rochester, New York with Rob. So anyways, that's our take. I think it's a very interesting debate. And I think this will be going on for the next 12 years, probably, Rob.
I think so.
I don't think the debate's going to end. And it might not end until Mahomes gets 7 Super Bowl ring titles. And I don't think you should just count titles and stuff like that.
No.
But what if he ends up with 6 MVPs and 6 titles? You're going to say, "Oh, Tom Brady's still better because he had 7."
Wow, yeah, that's.
Some people think like that. I don't think like that. I think I look at everything, and to me, he looks like the better quarterback, and and he's successful in the playoffs, which Aaron Rodgers has not been successful enough. Because to me, he looks like the better quarterback than Tom Brady too, but he's not been successful enough in the playoffs to say he is.
He's another one who amazes me with his passing. All of a sudden, he'll just do a little dish pass, or he did a little behind the back pass the other day. I'm like, okay, he's very innovative. I like the way he plays.
Right. So it's interesting. Anyways, let us know what you think. Do you think that Patrick Mahomes is going to end up better than Tom Brady? I do, but I don't think it's a sure thing but we'll see. I think he's going to have a great career, and I think it's a great debate. And I think this year is really important for his legacy because 3 Super Bowl titles. No one's won 3 Super Bowl titles in a row. Only the Packers won 3 championships. They only won 2 Super Bowls, if you don't know, because there was no Super Bowl in '65 when they won their first championship.
Right.
They would have won, but it didn't count. They would have played Buffalo. They would have beat Buffalo, I'm sure. Anyways, let us know what you think. I want to know what you think. What are the chances of Mahomes overcoming him? And how important you think the Super Bowl titles are? How many Super Bowls they get? How do you compare the stats? Because their generation's a little bit apart. The stats are higher nowadays. And how many MVPs they get? How important that is to you? I want to hear. I want to hear from you down below, because I think it's a great topic. The topic about best quarterback of all time is a great topic in sports because of the additional criterion of championships won. Because quarterback is the only person in football that really has enough influence on the team winning a championship. And other than that, in NBA players, it's really the only athlete in team sports, at least in American team sports, where the person actually has a chance to influence whether the team wins a championship. So because of that, and I think the most interesting topics in sports are the best NBA players of all time and the best quarterback of all time. So I find this topic very fascinating. So let me know what you think. And we're going to go live for a basketball game. Caitlin Clark, who may be the best WNBA player of all time when her career is done. It's too early to tell, but she has a shot. And it's 8 o'clock on NBA TV against the Minnesota Lynx and the delightful Cheryl Reeves.
My favorite.
And our normal live shows every Monday, 6 to 8 Eastern time. And I'd like to discuss this topic on Monday night. So call in, and you can call in and discuss it if you want. And join us. It's every Monday except for major holidays. And if you haven't subscribed yet, and Rob's upset with you. Rob wants 4,000 subscribers. And don't get Rob upset.
Don't want that.
No, don't do that. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to donate to this channel, you can with super chats or super thanks down below. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.